Hello, everyone. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, or good night. I think that's all of them. And welcome to Doors and Deities, a the Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition live stream on Wednesday nights. It's the only one that there is. There aren't any more. Presented by Table Quests. I am Drew, and I am your DM for the evening. Introducing the rest of our cast, we have John,
Hello.
who's staring into the heavens for technical support. Cat, whose dog I think just took a slice of pizza? Or
It's a
was that a dog
Pixia.
toy?
Pixia.
Oh, okay. The blur makes it tough to say. Kendra? And ruling from her throne in the mountains, we have Mina. And Walt, who I can't think of anything funny to say except that he's wearing a Bulls jersey. What a loser.
Recovering from a terrible sore throat, so forgive him if he has issues talking tonight.
I don't care anything about the NBA, so it's just...
What about La Liga?
What do you think?
You like baseball, so no.
Based on national stereotypes and the hat I'm wearing, what do you think?
I was meant to ask you, is that a Sevilla t-shirt? What club is that?
It is a team whose home base is in Sevilla, but it's the team of Andalucía, the entire southern region of Spain. It's Betis, which is currently third in La Liga.
Oh, after the two that matter in Spain, Barcelona and Real. Good to know.
Actually, no.
Oh.
Not
But-
Barcelona. Anyway.
No, by all means, continue. Chew clock.
This is why people stop by for sports commentary.
I even have my team color drink.
I'll just arbitrarily add minutes onto the end based on how much interruption we have, because that's the way that clocks work. Anyway, now that we've guaranteed that anyone who is here is from the U.S., because everyone else has left, there's no more soccer talk.
Football.
And, actually, soccer comes from association football.
Football.
And so it refers same thing.
And welcome to our D&D stream.
Yes, we will eventually be playing it.
There's a dragon
One day.
somewhere.
No, you killed the dragons. There's dragon jerky.
All right, Wizards and Goblins, go.
Wizards.
Dungeons and Dragons, whatever.
Whatever it is. Yeah, who's to say? Who's to say? Oh, I'm totally lost now. Right, special thanks. Any noises that you hear that aren't us talking about sports, or like, wizards or whatever, is provided by Syrinscape, who you can probably hear right now. Maybe a little quiet, but it's definitely there. And then use the sound library for the excellent noises, etc. And to animated dungeon maps. I said that right? Yes, okay. Animated dungeon maps on Patreon for the animated 3D battle maps that I will occasionally use. I think we used one not last week, but the week before for the Red Dragon encounter. So you can go check that out. You can check out all of our previous episodes over on YouTube. I think the latest one got put up yesterday from last week's game. So you can catch up on all the action. Check us out over there. The rest of that, along with our other social medias, is all in the link tree, which can be dropped in the chat, or has been dropped in the chat right now. Thank you, Kendra. Or down below in the description, or you can find us on basic. If we're on a platform, it'll be at Table Quests RPG, and so you can search that, and if it shows up, we're on it. If not, tough. But you can come check us out in the Discord as well, which I think is linked in our link tree. If not, it's definitely down in the channel description.
It's definitely linked because I'm good
It
at
is.
my job.
Very good. Come hang out with us there. We post things for you to see, like like the map, the AI-generated map of Corcoran that all the players should be looking at right now, unless something has gone catastrophically wrong. You can find a copy of that over in the Discord, as well as their handouts, maps, drawings, notes, and recaps from previous streams. We are here. We are, of course, here on every Wednesday at 7:30. You can also join us 7 o'clock Eastern Time for Call of Cthulhu. We just started our second arc of that, myself and Kendra, along with a few other people. And then we've got a Curse of Strahd game on alternate Sundays. Not sure which ones. No note cards were handed to me with that information. Alternate Sundays with a couple people in the cast as well. Starting up pretty soon. I think that's everything for the moment. Did anyone else have things I forgot? There are surely several.
I think we're good to go.
Think we are good. All right. Any other shout outs, corrections, thoughts, questions before we jump in? No? Lovely. Cat's dog has started a war with the teddy bear.
The best part is, like, on stream, you can just see his butt, so...
That's very good. It's really the important narrative that's happening tonight.
Oh, he's circling back around, so
Yeah.
we'll get, like, a nice little... I'll just...
Anyway. Ahem. Ugh, as my throat suddenly closes. That's not fun. Apologies for that. Last week, you guys finished your long rest and the consequences thereof at the edge of the poppy fields. Emnail and Tempest, whose name I just blanked on for a second. That's fine. Emnail and Tempest experienced a quick jaunt through some treacherous territory. Emnail having some kind of experience with some fey entity that he quickly forgot. While Tempest chased after him through a magical maze of trees. But nonetheless, they found themselves back with the group, who cooked up some more dragon bacon and just talked about how their nights and mornings went, as there were some interesting encounters had with deities and dragons and the like. You then set off into and across the poppy fields, the Feywild's warping of space kind of linking you through different aspects of it at different times, until you found yourselves approaching the shadowy, half-formed city of Corbranth as it sits in the Feywild. Not quite there, but definitely there. You found a stranded wizard, who turned out to be Archmage Loren of the Perial School, who had been just minding his business as a wizard does, casting spells in a tower in the city before he found himself flipped into the Feywild with no way of getting back, as he was separated from his spell components and abilities thereof. With some experimentation of their own, group then found a way to slip through the weakened veil in this place, and re-enter the city in the material plane. And where we exited our adventurers last, they entered the tower that he had blipped from to kind of collect themselves, think about next steps, and get some spells. So, Loran leads you into the tower, which he closes behind you with an echoing thump, or thud is the word I meant to say. Into the mostly dark room, a few candles line, especially around the spiral staircase that leads up to your left, to the higher floors. And down here, there are a few tables, a small kind of maybe kitchen area with pantry and some mostly non-perishable food items. Um, and currently the table is just a mess with notes and papers. It looks as though he got here, kind of just dumped his stuff on here, and began working upstairs. Well, um, I, if I had known you were coming, I would have cleaned up a bit more.
I think we can forgive you after you fell out of a tower, you know.
Oh, you're so gracious. I believe I have a few spell scrolls upstairs. If you'll forgive me a moment. He starts to kind of limp his way up the stairs, leaving you guys on the lower floor for now.
And you said there's papers down here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can we snoop?
Absolutely, you can snoop. Make an Arcana check, as you're gonna find plenty of stuff. The question is whether you can read it. And yeah, you find papers on. See, most of his writing. You find a couple like misplaced journal entries. Like he had something he wanted to write down about like what had happened during that day and didn't have a proper journal to hand, so he just scribbled it in whatever paper he was working on. You kind of pick through those, and you can see a large part of his body of work. Obviously, he's a transmutation wizard. Um, his focus right now is on homunculi, on creating, pulling living beings out of material and utilizing them as servants or helpers or just examining their properties. So you find a lot of notes on what can and cannot be transformed into, like what matter can be made into a mostly living thing. Seems the more organic, the better, typically. Although gemstones seem to hasten the process.
Okay.
And then there are whole charts and tables on how that is done. While she is violating this wizard's privacy, what do the rest of you do?
Yeah. So tempted. No, I'll wait. I'll just wait for him to come back.
Okay.
I'll scan and see if I can kind of get an idea of what he's working on.
You can make an investigation check.
Right.
Yeah, so you look about and you see on several places, especially like on the banister of the stairs, traces of dirt, or it looks like mud or something similar, like clay was kind of came off of a hand or a cloak and was kind of smudged onto it. Ba, 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 ba. Got Elixir looking through the papers. It definitely looks like he hasn't been here long. Maybe even less than a day from when when he arrived in the city. As nothing looks really settled in. Most of the cupboards are empty. Looks like he hasn't had much of a chance to like call for components or things like that to be stocked in here while he works. But it seems like whatever he was working on would be upstairs.
Gotcha. Okay. I will fiddle while I wait patiently, like with my fingers, not.
I assumed. Anybody else?
Typically, we're in a tower, a house. Where are we? What is the size of this building?
It's it's a pretty cozy tower. Maybe what would it be? Yeah, you've maybe got the room you're in is maybe 20 feet diameter. So pretty
Cool.
small,
Feet. Yep.
pretty snug. Fine, I'll do math.
6 to 7
No,
meters.
I like not knowing how big it is. It's fine.
It's like
Just
6
keep
to
it
7
straight.
meters wide.
6 to 7 worse units wide.
If there's a window, I want to be near it. Maybe just looking out at stuff, keeping an eye out outside.
There are no
There is a
windows
small
in
window.
Wizard's
There
Towers.
are
There
no
is a window.
windows.
Wizard's Towers don't have windows. Ask Lyra.
There is a small window by the door.
Cool. That puts me exactly where I want to be. I'll be near the door and the window.
It'd be great when everything inverts and you're absolutely on the opposite side.
The tower actually slowly spins. There's a restaurant on the other window.
Or does the whole world spin around the tower?
Or is it like a buffet platter that spins and like since you're standing by the window and the dragon reaches its head in, you are what's chosen.
How did you know there was a dragon?
But a fey dragon, not like a real world dragon.
Well, that would be hilarious because Fey Dragon are tiny. It's like a 3-foot dragon just reaches in and just pulls on your shirt.
Well, everybody, after a short respite, what do we do? Do we go looking for him or what?
Him, I'm assuming you mean Nesta, not Parland, right? Because those are two very different lots.
Just at the moment, I mean Nestor. I mean, it's a matter of
Then yes.
if we go into the city where he may be and try to locate him via something he wears or carries, or if MNL just wanted to talk to him.
I mean, maybe save Amnail's big spells, just in case he's start small and we can go big if it doesn't work.
I mean, do we trust this wizard? Maybe he can help us get in contact with Nestor to meet at the park, the circus park.
You mean the random archmage we just happened to coincidentally stumble across in the Feywild?
Yeah, I mean, he has like a very trustworthy face, you know?
Well, we did save him, and I guess it depends when he comes down, if he is true to his word, or if something untoward happens. We can decide then whether or not we trust him. I see no reason not to trust him. At that moment, he kind of reaches into his collar and pulls on a little leather necklace that he wears and casts mage armor on himself.
After a few moments, Loran slowly comes down the stairs, holding 2 large rolled-up scrolls. And he places next to you, Desiel. Scrolls for gaseous form or gaseous form and featherfall.
Ironic considering how he got to the Feywilds.
Unfortunately, this is all I have here at the moment. I hadn't had a chance to really get settled in before, well, I wasn't here.
No, not at all. This is very much appreciated. Thank you.
Well, I suppose you'll wish to take some time to transcribe those.
Yes, indeed.
Would the five of you wish to stay here for that time?
Well, I suppose we are a bit early. But did you happen to know where the individual of whom we spoke earlier, maybe Prince Nestor?
Prince Nerestol.
Nerestal, yes, yes.
Yes, well, when last I was aware, the royal family were all contained in the palace spire. It has only been a night and part of a morning that I've been gone now. I can't imagine things will have changed all that much. But there are no notices here for me to appear in the debate hall.
By uh, by the time you came to Corborinth, were there any representatives from Yalto College present?
I came as so far as I knew, it was simply the normal ambassadorial delegation. A few lesser wizards. I recall hearing that Parland would be attending soon.
While this conversation's going on, I will, for the moment, I'll start pulling out books and some paper and whatnot, and trying to gauge whether or not we're staying. And I'll look up and ask, do you speak of Prince Nerestal as being in the royal, in the palace, no? Where the royals stay. As if this is normal and natural. Is his presence here normal and natural? My understanding is this would be unusual for him to be here.
Indeed, very much so. In fact, I believe the last time he was here, he was sleeping outside in some tent put up elsewhere in the city.
And now he is fully reintegrated with his family.
From my understanding, he came at his mother's urgent request, and was not really in a position to refuse. Perhaps he would describe it as being something of a political prisoner. He is obliged to stay there under his parents' demand, as much as he would wish it otherwise.
I see.
Although it's not nearly so dramatic, the young boy is fanciful.
Did you have any means of contacting him, by any chance?
Nothing more than the standard magical means. Of sending magics,
Well, we do not wish to impose on you any further. Obviously, however, you wish for these scrolls to stay here, and for me to transcribe them while I'm here, no?
That would be the ideal circumstance. I don't wish to go around copying scrolls ad nauseum when it's unnecessary.
No, just I didn't know if. No, of course. Are you sure this wouldn't be a problem for us to stay here for a few hours?
I'm in need of recuperation myself. I have chambers up at the higher floor. You all have saved my life, most certainly. It would be silly of me to kick you out so soon.
Does it seem like he's genuine, or is he trying to keep us here while he goes upstairs to be less than genuine?
Make an insight check.
I would like to get in on that.
Yep. All right, so 16 for... Oh. Winter has not been having a great time with the rolls.
She doesn't know these people. They're strange. They're not fake creatures.
True.
Very strange place.
Their noses don't twitch when they lie. Or when they tell the truth.
Ah!
Or when they don't say anything. You pretty immediately, Desiel, can tell that he is exhausted. There is probably a little bit of, like, he wants you to be here so that he can figure out who you are. Kind of that, so like less, not quite benevolence, or not entirely gratitude. Kind of he maybe senses a chance to gain an upper hand somewhere and doesn't want to let it slip away. But then he also knows he's exhausted. He's in no position to exert any authority.
Okay. Well, I didn't look these up. What level are these?
Featherfall is first level, and then Gaseous Form is third level.
So it'd take me 4 hours for the two of them?
Yes.
Well, this is going to take me a few hours. I mean, Jess, we appreciate your hospitality. By all means, I don't want to keep you down here. You seem exhausted. No doubt a harrowing experience being shunted off to a different dimension. Plane.
Indeed, indeed. I hope to see you before you leave. I shall retire upstairs.
Very well. Thank you again for your hospitality and courtesy.
And thank you for being where you were when you were. He trundles upstairs.
Would you like a piece of dragon bacon to help you regain your strength?
Sorry?
He'll pull out a piece of pocket dragon bacon. Dragon bacon! And just kind of float it over to him with Mage Hand.
Oh. Thank you. Wonderful.
Enjoy.
Yes. And awkwardly carries it up.
It's seasoned with the best lint in these realms.
Now it's staying in the plane of of nothing, the refrigerator bag, where bacteria cannot live more than 10 minutes.
Perfectly vacuum sealed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is going to take me like 3 or 4 hours. Technically, I mean, we could leave. I could copy them and then just bring them back. It seems a bit rude, but I don't wish to keep everyone here. I mean, this was it was your idea for him to share with us, and I am extremely grateful. I do not wish to, ignore it.
You see Amnel's creating like little wisps, effects in between his fingers. He's just fidgeting. I don't know. This fact that Prince Neristal is under house arrest effectively is quite the unfortunate information. I honestly do not like the idea of being in the same city as Parland. If it were within my control, I'd say we'd get to Nestor, get Lyra back, and fuck off as quick as we could. But if you think your newfound spells will help us, then I'm all for waiting.
There's also the problem of, I don't know much about royalty, but I don't think they just let anybody into a palace to go see their prince, so.
We do have a semi-official invitation, and I have means of communicating with Nestor so that he would be able to receive us.
Right,
If
Do
he
you
but
want
has the
people
liberties.
knowing that he
yeah,
asked
and
for us there?
also, if he knows that you're here, I'm sure word will spread as one does spread gossip in these type of situations. I imagine that there's a group of adventurers coming to see the prince, and that might reach a certain, someone's ears.
I think that's precisely why we go, get whatever we need to do, and then get the hell away. Because
Or-
honestly, there is, sorry to interrupt you, Desiel, but there is still one fact that I'm trying to repress in my memories, but Tempest was there with me. Nestor once, and I just stop talking and I get very quiet, almost like a whisper. Nestor wants something in return for this. He originally said information, and once Parlin got there with the sword and killed the noble, he started to be more vague. So there is a likelihood he'll either have us do something here in Corbranth or he'll ship us away to somewhere else. I think the best course of action is first to know what that is as quickly as possible. No?
Just, well, I mean, Alexia makes a good point. Um, Perhaps, if it is not too trying on you, if you are able to contact him, he may not be able to meet us for a few hours. In which case, our dilemma is solved. I mean,
Yeah, also just to add on that, if you are worried about maybe not having the strength after, casting such a high level spell, we could probably find like a sketchy inn or something to rest if we feel like we need to start this next chapter on a new day.
I mean, this guy is wondering who
Yeah,
we are,
that's
but he does not seem to be like he's not like a friend of Parland or anything.
That we know of.
He's not. I'm pretty sure well, like anybody. I mean, random people show up in the Feywild and rescue him. He's grateful. He's tired, but he wonders who the hell we are. But he does not seem intent on selling us out or anything. And if we are going to stay here, I'll send Eddie upstairs and see if he can take a look.
I want to stand by the window. I don't know if Tempest is still over there, and just kind of keep guard for the rest of their conversation and like keep my eyes out to see if anyone ever approaches the tower.
So I don't know. It's up to you. Anael, do you want to talk to him and see what he says? If he is a prince doing princely things, he can meet us for a few hours anyway.
you would have seen that I stopped fidgeting with those weird magical effects and I took out my little hand notebook and I started to write things. And you see that there's like a page long, because this notebook's pretty small. There was a page long message that he just scribbled out that said something about meeting at the park. We're going back from the Feywild, and then he scribbles it out and he starts writing something else.
Just tell him, hey,
And
we're here. We brought you dragon bacon. When do you want to meet us? And where?
yes, quite. I just read once again what I wrote. Slam the notebook. See, I've been trying to make this with a little bit more, as Miss Winter would say, pizzazz. I have a little bit too much expression for where I come from. And instead of pulling the red thread, he'll actually just blow the little wisps he was moving, and it'll almost become those like visualizations of sound waves in front of him as it will start to move as I cast sending to Nestor.
Okay.
If he really says, "Hey, we're here. We brought dragon bacon."
What are you saying?
We are in town. Where do we meet you? Can we get Lyra to you soon? Waiting your instructions.
You got one more word.
No, I got like way more than one more word. I used like half, not half, but I have like 6 more words. But I'm good. And then he gets all of that. I have
brought
6
you
more words,
dragon
I'm
bacon.
good.
First things first, go ahead and roll me a d20.
What is this bullshit?
Part of the city's on a different plane.
Yeah, there's weird
Oh
interplanar things happening.
Oh
Drew actually just never
God.
wants you to use sending.
Yeah. Don't you do this to me.
Maybe your deity.
It's rolling. It says rolling the dice.
The Raven Queen's like, "Hey, buddy,
Right
fellow
there.
death god, could you like stop breaking the barrier between the planes?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's just this pest. He keeps trying, but I keep telling him no."
Is this one fucking
This
asshole.
one
With every
plane.
sending from MNAL, the barrier breaks more and more. Another unicorn
Yeah.
ends up on another plane.
Gods are talking like, he sent another text. Look, he won't get the clue.
Can some kind soul roll the d20 for me? Because it says rolling the dice, but it hasn't rolled it. So I entrust you.
D20, rolled a 6. Whatever.
Thank you.
It's not a 1.
I roll like 3 d20s.
And just make sure you said.
We are in town. Where do we meet you? Can we get Lyra to you soon? Waiting your instructions.
The reply is simply Spireside Park North. Noon.
Once the reply comes around, the purple-ish glitter dust thing that was floating in midair just like splashes into Amnel's face, and he just, well, we have a meeting place and a time. Unfortunately, I don't think you're gonna have much time to transcribe those spells I say walking towards the window. Can I try to gauge what time it is?
I had the window first, guys. Come on. We got all fit
I'm
in.
just thinking, I'm not gonna take you out of the window.
Tempest
I'm not
positions her head so her
defenestrating
hat
you.
blocks the window.
I'm gonna defenestrate Tempest just so that I can look at the window.
Grapple checks. No. Yeah, you can see
I'd
that
go willingly.
it's around 9 in the morning.
Yeah, so we have, and this is working with the impression that I have no idea how far this place is from here, but we have about 3 hours to get to the park, which I imagine, as I turn to Alexia, is a park where you performed once.
That was the name of the park. That
No.
no, okay.
That was Stoneside Park. This is Spireside Park.
Would Alexia
Would you-
know Dent Park, at least?
Having been here, you would know that it is directly north of the Palace Spire.
Is it... Would I know if it's, like, in a crowded part of town, or...
No, not so
Okay.
much at all. The area around the palace generally is pretty clear. Like there are some areas where the city kind of bumps up against the walls, but especially around the north end, it's not as crowded.
Okay. I would just reply to Amniel of just, it's not exactly where we would perform, but I think it's a good location. It's not as crowded and maybe can be a little bit more incognito. You guys kind of stand out a little bit.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Okay, so we've got a few
All
hours.
day, every day.
So we relax here for an hour. I know perhaps some of you will benefit from that. I will work on transcribing this one scroll, and then we will figure out what to do from there, no?
Fair enough. Um, yeah, sounds like a plan, I think. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Let's-
Thank you. I will say, because I am getting slightly nervous, Desiel, before you start, would you mind handing me the bag?
Yeah, okay. He'll take it and hand it to you.
And I'll look to Winter, Tempest, and Alexia, and I'm gonna be, which one of you think you can keep track of time the best?
Not I.
I mean, I was gonna say no me either, but the only one left is the bunny who doesn't know what the sun is, so...
Well, I can tell you, it's going to take me about an hour to transcribe this. So for the first hour, I can keep track of time.
The problem is, if whatever I'm about to do takes longer than 10 minutes, then I'm dead.
You're
Oh,
dead?
Yeah, perhaps you should not do that.
I mean,
am
if you just
slightly
need to keep
worried.
track of time for 10 minutes, I can probably do it.
Yeah, I am slightly worried that time might have worked weird with the spell that I have on the subject.
Okay,
Um,
here you go. I can do this. I've been wanting to do this anyway. He takes his stuff and kind of pushes it off to the side. And he goes and kind of finds like an open space in the middle of the room, like moves a chair out of the way, a little potted plant that is dead because it hasn't been tended to. And he kind of clears a space in the middle of the room. And he pulls out a little small crystal bead. And he said, "Wait about 2 minutes before you go in the back." And he begins transcribing a 10-foot radius circle on the floor, and then little glyphs drawing what appear to be almost spider legs in glyphs coming towards the center of the circle as I begin casting Liamon's tiny hut, which will take me 10 minutes.
in the middle of this room, okay.
You want 10 minutes? I haven't cast it yet, so he gives you 10 minutes.
There you go.
Well,
Is there a reason
that
you have to go
is-
in? Is there a reason specifically you have to go in the bag, Amnail?
Well, I don't know about you, Tempest, but where I come from, if you invite someone to your house for the
Come,
first time
sit next to me.
and they pull
This will be
a
dark.
package,
I will make it dark. Sit next to me. Nobody can see inside. I think
and
you
they
can
pull
do
a
that.
package out of a bag I don't know about you, but that would be slightly strange.
I'm not gonna lie, the last time I had a house that was 7, so I mean, sure, I'm now, but like, in the bag? That's where all that stuff is. Could you not just do it in a hut?
He can just come sit next to me. It will be. I'll make it opaque so nobody can see inside.
I mean, we can just not do it. I don't know. It's just I got worried.
He's drawing. He's still
I
drawing.
think I'd be more worried if you accidentally suffocated yourself.
You can wait a couple of minutes and go inside, or you can come sit next to me, and when I'm done, nobody can see. And you just pull it out and do what you need to do.
Fair enough. I'll go and sit by Deziel.
Any of the rest of you
doing that.
are welcome to sit in the circle if you wish.
I actually, the longer we stay here, the more something doesn't feel right. So I am just, I don't know. I'm gonna just keep guard. You guys can do whatever you want to do. Yeah. And Drew, so we walked up like a spiral staircase to get to this room. It's like a tower.
You're on ground level.
We're on ground level. Okay.
There is the spiral staircase goes up out
Okay.
of sight. You're currently ground floor.
I would kind of just want to maybe drag a chair underneath the door and then just stay on guard no matter, like, if they all go in the hut, that's fine. I'm just going to keep my eyes out at the window at all times and just, if anyone even gets like 30 feet near, that's going to...
Fine, I'll share the window with you, okay? I'll take my hat off.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Alrighty. So Mnail, what's the plan?
If the hut is successfully formed,
Yeah, as I get towards the end of it, I will say to anybody who's not within the circle, just step inside for just a minute. Just stay within the circle, just for a minute while I finish this. You can choose to or not.
Winter will hop into the circle.
fireball.
So is anybody not in the circle? It doesn't matter. I'm curious.
We're sharing the window.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
we're
neither of you come in the circle. Okay.
Nah.
So as I finish the final glyphs, connecting them in the center, you see essentially like a 10-foot, very spherical spider with legs coming down in a dome shape, and a webbing that is so thick as to be opaque between its legs. Inside, you two see a very, very, very translucent, almost transparent version of this. But you can see outside as if it's just looking through glass. Okay, you can stay, or well, this will actually last for the next 8 hours or so. But I don't think they can see inside. You like get to the end and kind of like at like Alexia and Tempest. No, they cannot see. So you do whatever you want. Actually, I don't think anything can get inside. Like, we're pretty well protected in here. But you two, you can leave or come back in, however, as much as you want.
Excellent. I will open the bag and I will reach for Lyra.
Such a fucked up statement. Sorry.
True fact.
Better than saying he
I'm
reaches for
doing my
Lyra's
best
fork
here,
and-
man.
I mean, it's not like he said, "And I reach for Lyra."
Ooh, yes, that would have been quite.
Whole different show, man.
Yeah. That is table questions. That is table questioning the sanity.
Table
It's certainly
questions has
table.
nothing to do with that. We had one episode of table questions. That was not
Yes,
involved.
that's good.
Constructive table questionable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Table questionable, yes.
I'm table questioning my involvement here.
That's the other campaign. That's doors and cells, as in prison cells.
Doors and locks.
Doors and locks, yes. Anyway, going back to the poignant moment where I try to keep my friend's body fresh so that I can revive her later. How is that worse? That's not worse. Why did you react like this?
I
The
love
whole-
D&D for this reason, because
the
you would
whole-
never utter any of these phrases outside of like campaigns like this.
The whole the sentence itself is fine. It's the first half of it, which is I'm trying to keep my friend's body fresh.
Fresh.
He didn't say I'm trying to get fresh with my friend's body.
Oh,
Oh no! Oh no! Oh.
It's devolving. Please move on.
It's Kendra's fault for having these
Stupid.
reactions to perfectly fine.
Oh yeah, sure, perfectly fine statements.
The other statement
Anyways.
was fine, so we had to like give you a reason to react that way.
Oh, Jesus. And I thought it couldn't get worse than our pregame conversation tonight.
Ooh.
Little did I know. Okay.
you guys might have to start providing counselors.
Oh,
Yeah,
We have two
exactly.
counselors with us. Kind
Fair
of.
enough.
ugh.
But anyway, I
Yes.
attempt to reach for the physical body of my close acquaintance so that I can bring her back into the living realm.
Relegated to the acquaintance.
How are y'all gonna fuck that one up? Ah, there you go.
Is that a challenge?
No longer a
Sandy's
friend.
involved.
It is now relegated to the acquaintance zone.
Hey, I haven't been dead that long. Come on, man.
Who? Who are you talking about? Why are we even here? What are you doing?
I have a face, a spine, and an eye. I don't know what you're talking about.
Two eyes at
Oh
least.
yes,
And a
Lyra's
stomach.
a mind flayer. Cool. No, just kidding. Anyways,
Anyways, yes. Lyra's corpse is withdrawn from the bag of holding. That's how you do it, Walt.
oh, thank you. Sorry, English is not my first language, so I pull body good out bag. That's about as good as you can expect from me.
You know, I don't think it is.
Yes.
Does she
so
seem to have
as-
rotted at all? Since
Well,
last
she's currently wrapped in
Oh.
linen. She's wrapped in linen cloth.
Oh, yeah.
So you would have no way of knowing that.
I'm
We-
sounding like we're
I'll-
out
I'll
of the
start.
dome.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll
those of you out
start-
of the dome have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, I'll start unwrapping the linen around Lyra's corpse.
So starting obviously at the head and unwinding, you see her face is unchanged. The two copper coins kind of slide slightly off as they're disturbed by the cloth. It appears the spell is holding.
Do they have stories of mummies in the Feywild?
Roll a history check. Anyway,
Okay, so I have reason to believe that I wouldn't need to recast it. Like the weird timey-wimey thing didn't affect at all.
I mean, it hasn't.
Visibly affected.
The body has not experienced the equivalent of more than 10 days. That is what you know.
Excellent.
So anywhere
That's
from
concerning. A
10,
lot can happen
anywhere
to
from
a body
10
in 10
minutes.
days.
I will like, as I'm starting to put the linen back into place, um I will try but very clearly fail to be subtle that I'm putting like a small little note within her possessions. It's like a small little parchment about this big that's been
Okay.
folded up.
So you can, if you're trying to hide it, you can make a sleight of hand check.
Try. I'll fail miserably, but I can try. What is my sleight of hand? I'm not a rogue, so yep, that sounds about right.
Disadvantage.
Yes, all non-rogues are at disadvantage for sleight of hand checks.
No, clerics are at disadvantage for all rogue skills. It's not just
Oh.
stealth.
Because conscience.
Since Winter is paying very close attention to this whole ritual that's happening, I'd like a shot trying
Yeah,
to see
you
him.
can you get perception against that,
Probably
and then
not.
Desiel too if you'd like.
Yeah, I mean, I'm watching Lyra, obviously, so I guess.
Why doesn't my Roll20 work? Drew, do you have our D&D Beyond up?
I do, although it hasn't
Okay.
updated anything since the 7th for some reason.
Yes, I will.
So I don't know what's up with that. I can go ahead and roll that for you. What is your...
It's both +1. It's not very good. Yeah, sounds about right.
Winter sees it.
Yeah.
Desiel doesn't. Maybe some unexpected
Yeah.
tears blur his eyes momentarily.
So much for passive.
You chose to actively
I did.
proceed.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Winter might
And
as well have her
so-
face like 6 inches away from you while you're doing this. She doesn't,
that's-
but
Yeah,
she might
I'll
as well.
finish, and then I'll look, and I'll sense something like kind of scratch my face, and I'll scratch it, and then it's like her fur, and I'm like,
She's totally got her ears leaned back and her nose stretched out and her eyes watching.
Her ears are in swim mode.
make eye contact with her. Did she say anything?
Oh, she's just watching. In a creepy
That's
rabbit.
somehow
No,
creepier.
like just. I'm not the one pulling out dead bodies.
Oh,
And
too soon. Yeah,
No,
I'm just gonna...
she's just. I mean, she's very curious. She seems like someone who's super curious and just watching.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put back Lyra's corpse into the bag of holding, the cryogenic bag of holding. So yeah.
She'll kind of sit back up. Ears will go back up. And starts to bounce her heels. Waiting for whatever else that's going to happen next in this little place inside of a place.
Is everything okay? Is she okay? I mean, you know.
As far as I could discern, yes. Thankfully.
Okay then. He'll
I guess for once the shadows have hold. But I guess now we kill time until we have to leave for Side Park North.
as you say that, he's already sliding, like sitting on the table, pulling the stuff over to him as the table is within the edge of the dome. And he'll just start transcribing Featherfall.
Okay.
Is it
What?
50 GP worth of stuff per level? Is that right?
Yes.
Yes, because it's not your school of magic.
Okay.
So it's 50 GP in an hour's work.
What if it were my school of magic, just out of curiosity?
Then it would
It
be
would have been half the
that.
time and half the cost.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So 25 and 30 for.
Yeah, I'm never going to find Chronergy.
There really aren't that many of them.
I need Magna. I need the gravity well. I need some gravity.
Gravity sinkhole.
Yeah, that.
Just throw a black hole.
Gravity sinkhole's good.
Uh,
Lyra.
Okay.
Come on.
Well,
Okay.
Even in your strange existence as it is now, you can understand that you're having a dream. You're in a dark place. Can't see anything around you. Everything is just fades out into black. Feel no weight of gravity nor ground beneath you. You just float. You go to move from alarm and you're paralyzed. Your body totally unable to move. You feel an aching, an awful ache shooting through your body wherever you try to move, a horrid emptiness. You try to scream, but you can't move your throat. You sit there for what feels like days. Every now and then you hear a scratch, scrape. Always at the edges of your vision, just where you can't turn your head to see. Slowly getting closer and closer. Out of the black, a long, dark finger with a gnarled nail creeps up, followed by others. A thin, scraping hand starting to clasp around you. Just scratching at your skin. Back in the Wizard's Tower.
Lyra feels a bunny ear on her face. You feel something on your face.
Are the rest of you taking a short rest while he is transcribing? Don't know if any of you get anything back with a short rest.
I won't because I haven't used my short rest thing.
if we're gonna short rest, I am gonna use
Yeah, you could recover your
right
level
at the
3 spell, right?
I cannot, but I can recover a second level spell, which I will use to at the very tail end, just as we're about to leave. Oh, actually, but I would have had to cast it before. Yeah, nope, never mind. It has an hour effect, so it would be useless. It would just be wasting a spell slot. Nope, sorry.
And I don't get to recover because I'm busy.
Yep.
I was gonna say I can have someone take double damage for one turn if someone wants to get punch real good. Or I can turn any undead. Don't think that's gonna be the case, unfortunately.
Bye, Lyra.
No, she's very much dead.
Actually, we probably should have tested that though. That would be actually
Yeah.
really interesting.
Raised dead. Like, don't you have raised dead yet?
I do. I didn't prepare it though.
I mean,
How do you walk around with a dead body and not have raised dead prepared?
Because I'm not a fucking necromancer.
Yet.
Yeah.
Not knowing
Yeah.
what you would have done, Winter may have tried to stop you.
knowing what he would have done, Winter should have stopped him. Like, oh, well, we're going to resurrect her, but while she's here, we might as well use the body as a puppet to take damage for us.
Yeah, no.
No problem, guys. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, because that's what we need. More weather and like more shit getting on this body, like losing limbs, missing fingers. Yeah,
What
that's
did
What
gonna
she
happens if
be.
he
look like? Did she have any features? I think I already asked you this before. She didn't have any features, right?
feature less
Okay.
apart from her black hair?
Was it like super pale, almost translucent skin, or like does it have any color to it? Yeah. Okay.
It is,
Kendra
yeah.
says yeah. Okay.
Let's help her.
Well, so it's been an hour. Uh, are you still in the hut at the end of the hour?
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm done with this. This has been about an hour, I suppose. So we have almost 2 hours. I can't do anything else. I have a plan though. And he pulls out, he starts digging through stuff and pulls out a different book and a sheet of paper and whatnot and is multitasking. He's writing as he says this. Now, my question is before we go see Nestor, is he going to have the jewel we need or do we need to go buy another jewel?
I don't think he will, but I don't think we need to buy another.
I mean, he's a prince, no?
Yes, but he's doing us a favor, and besides, we have
Yeah.
two of them. It should be more than enough.
So it does not need to be one big one? Like two small ones is okay? And besides, I mean, the two small ones, like how much is it supposed to be? The one big one.
I mean, we are talking about this big of a diamond.
Yeah.
Uh,
But I mean, we have
I don't
essentially
know.
two diamonds that are worth like what, 300 gold each, more or less? 300, 350, something like that?
Too much.
How much is the one big one supposed to be? Do you know?
That is a great question. Would I know that, Dungeon Master?
You could make an Arcana check.
Can I help him?
Yes.
Or can he have advantage since it's in his spell list?
You can help him, certainly.
Well, I believe from what I heard sometime. Go ahead and take advantage. I'm helping you. Roll twice. I think I heard this thing, which is probably the lower roll, which is probably wrong. Do you need one of us to roll it?
I am rolling it on D&D Beyond, so Drew should be able to see it, and I'll call out the results. It's rolling right now.
And now,
It's working on it.
Yep. Yeah, it is.
Yep. It's because one of the dice keeps bouncing around.
Minus
14.
1 to your Arcana
14,
check.
yep.
A cleric. I'm not a wizard,
I
okay?
get you.
With a
If you want help
14,
on if you want help on survival, I got a +5.
with a 14, you would know around 500.
But
A
no
little,
idea.
a little less, a
what
little
we-
less than twice the potency of those you currently have, and then it requires
one.
one stone of that quality.
Yeah, I thought it had to be one stone though.
Apparently,
This is me helping you. That's my contribution. I thought it had to be one stone though. I don't know how much, but I think it has to be one stone.
it's about 500 gold pieces worth.
Okay, so we spent like 600, 650 on these two, perhaps. And they don't do any good anyway, right? If it has to be one stone. So we need to go find one that's like 500.
Yeah, but I don't think we should be snooping around the city.
It's not snooping, it's buying. It's like going shopping.
Yeah, but we shouldn't show face, at least not yet. Do you have the spell was that today, the one where you made yourself a hare? Just like
Yes, I can do
Miss
that
Vincent?
again. Where I alter my appearance and my abilities to be another anything, really. Almost. Within reason. Yes, I can do that.
We definitely shouldn't do that inside this tower, because I just noticed we were casting spells in here which could have shunted us back. which was a terrible idea, and I did not notice that.
We are protected within
So
the
yes.
hut. Like spells cannot pass through. We are like in our own space.
Yes, but what if the hut fell through?
It is not a transmutation thing, though changing myself would be transmutation. I will hop in the
yes.
bag, I will cast it on myself, and you pull me out. Just give me like a minute or so.
Or you can do it outside.
Okay, I don't
but
think
whole
this
city-
problem is with the planes. I don't think it's with the tower. So we go outside and I cast it.
You'll just end up somewhere else. That's fair.
So I hop in the bag, I cast it, you pull me out. Like, give me a minute.
Okay.
But it only lasts like an hour, so I'll do it right before we leave.
Okay. I will pop a head out. Are Alexia and Tempest sleeping, just looking intently at this window? What's the
I'm on
sitch?
guard duty, looking out this window.
Yeah, you have seen innumerable people passing by.
Suspicious. Okay.
You seem to kind of be in a small market square, and so vendors are set up, and people are coming by and buying things.
Anybody has been like lingering too long staring at the tower? Or everyone's just shopping?
There's a group of students, or a group of young people in relatively matching wizard's robes, who walk by, and some of them kind of point up at the tower, and you can't quite hear what they're saying, but they linger there for a few moments. They're kind of like pointing up towards the top, and then they just pass by.
Okay.
Like they just got that's an archmage tower for when they're visiting. Oh, cool.
I want to keep an eye out for any students or staff or otherwise of like any schools we'd know. So don't expect anyone from Volso to be here because I think they said they wasn't a representative. But anyone from Yorthal, anyone, I don't know, who looks like a bard from Hogwarts. Just want to see if you can clock like how strong the presence is of like the different schools here.
Okay.
Anyone from Yalthal, from Ravenclaw, Slytherin.
Okay, so you say Bard from Hogwarts, and I think of the music teacher, who was like this little short dude with. He's the closest
Are you
thing to a
thinking of
Hogwarts.
Flitwick?
I guess a little short dude that was like conducting them when
He's
they
not
were.
a music teacher.
Incantation. Yeah, he's the incantation professor.
Oh, okay.
Charms.
Come on, Sean.
What-
Come
what-
on.
Closest
are
thing to a
songs-
bard that I remember
what-
seeing in Hogwarts.
What are songs but incantations?
Exactly.
Okay, Mr. World Singer.
You can make a perception check.
Argue the closest thing to Bard Hogwarts has is McGonagall when she just animates all those statues. Spoiler alert. She's just like.
Spoiler alert, after how long this
So
book has
high,
been out.
9.
Snape kills.
Am I
Dumbledore,
able to
what?
help Tempest with this? Give her advantage because I'm staring intently out the window with her?
No, there's no telepathic advantage for this. This isn't Cthulhu, where you automatically get to push. With a 9, you mostly see students in kind of forest green robes with a gold trim that you put together, are probably local. You see one wizard go by in pink robes, kind of a soft pink. Several kind of walking in a group. In purple, actually. But they are much less common than the green-clad Quaranthian.
There's really a strong overlap here, like between like everyone wants a rainbow. Just I don't know. They kind of remind me of those little, like, the little candies you can get that come in, like, the multiple colors in the bag. Just none of them can be even remotely similar, except for some reason, myself and Yothol, the blue. There was no discussion had here, or maybe it's like a continental thing.
What are you talking about?
It's don't worry. I mean, it's the rainbow. Never mind.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I guess we should uh, say goodbye to Mr. Loren then.
No, we should let him sleep. I think we're ready to go.
We could just murk him.
I have left him a note. As I mention it, you can notice a book with a note on top on the table where Desio has gathered everything he is working on. And he's left. There is one scroll sitting next to a book with a note written on top of the book on the table. Everything else is put away. In the bag, did you give the bag back to Desio, by the way?
If you would have asked for.
Yeah, he'd asked for it and he'd put one of the scrolls. You'd see him put one of the scrolls inside before I dismissed the dome.
Cool. So, Miss Alexia and Miss Tempest, we need to go buy a bigger, or acquire a bigger gem, a bigger diamond.
This works. I also need to do a very, very tiny spot of shopping. So, but I mean, can we? How big does a diamond need to be? Do we have the funds for it?
I hope so. I believe so.
I mean, I'm gonna like pull out my coin purse. I think it's like over 100. We can use most of it.
Yeah, with my money and the funds from everyone, I do think it is enough. I think the hardest part would be to see if there actually is a gem of that stature in the town, and if we can acquire it quickly enough that we can reach.
I would imagine.
I
in a
refuse to
city
believe
like
there's not some pretentious wizard store here with a giant diamond somewhere in the back, so they can pull out and be like, "Ooh, if you want something really special."
How much was in Lyra's coin purse?
Ooh, let's burn her money.
We're rizzing her.
Yeah.
I gave you guys diamonds. 123 gold.
So 100 gold from each of us. Oh no, that's 400. I put.
Oh my god! Wait, I
put
forgot
in
I have
some-
20 platinum too. So
What? Who? Oh, we all do, don't we?
Yeah. I was gonna say
I pull out another coin purse.
yeah.
Wait, we can use this too.
you guys have like 1,000 in platinum, at
Oh,
least.
shit.
Wait, why doesn't Lyra get any platinum? Were you guys holding out on her?
Dead.
We take her
Oh,
100 gold
okay,
and don't
fair
give her
enough.
any platinum. You wake up at like 13 gold.
What were they gonna do? Hey, here's your bit, Lyra. Oh no, wait.
Oh, I totally missed that.
You're in a crypt.
Just stuff it in the linen wrap.
To be fair,
Yeah, come
to be
on.
fair, I did give about 240 gold to Pep before he dipped, so that was not beyond the purview of this party.
And then Lyra torched the body.
Yeah.
Before getting murked
Oops.
herself. So, it
Okay,
all
next
works.
time I'll loot the body before I torture it, okay?
It's
That's
the circle of
typically how that
life.
goes.
Mm-hmm.
Add that to the
But
list
yes,
of D&D specific lines.
I'll loot the body before I torture it, yeah. Uh,
Okay. So, I mean,
Yeah,
I
let's
do
go.
have some of the some extra gold, a little bit left of the party funds. Uh,
Yes, I do think we should be quite haste. We should try to do this with haste because I don't think Nestor will keep waiting for us for too long.
no, I mean, we've got a couple hours, right? I was just thinking we should get the money together so we're not doing this in the middle of the street.
Yeah, you can have. How much do you need from each one of us?
100 gold from each of us, and including Lyra, and then I'll throw in the other 100 gold.
Okay. That puts me at very poor, but for the
You
good
should
of-
have. Don't forget you have like 200 gold in platinum.
I do have 200 gold that I got converted from platinum. Like I have 240 gold, and I'm about to give you 100 of it.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because I had like 300 something gold, but I bought almost alone the last diamond. The second diamond we got, I put like 250 out of the 350 that we paid for it.
Yeah. Well, I can put more in.
You can have all 20 of my platinum and like 80 gold.
No, keep your gold.
Sorry, I need
Yeah,
gold to get back to my people, so I can't really contribute.
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
Lyra can.
I thought you were asking us for gold for a second. I was like, okay, like get in line.
Like, actually, since we're talking about money, yeah.
I set up a GoFundMe page.
All right, so does Tempest really give 20 platinum?
I have a coffee.
Does Tempest throw in 20 platinum? So
Yeah.
she throws in the extra 100? Okay. All right. So I'm
20
just subtracting
platinum is
100 now.
200.
Like I'm keeping the 500 separately. So I just subtracted the 100 from my sheet.
So Desiel put 100.
Lyra put 100.
Emno put 100. Okay, so each one of us put 100, including Lyra, and then Tempest put 200. So
Correct.
that's our 500.
That's our 500.
Okay.
Yes.
Winter, what is like your kind use for money? Is there like special currency?
Gold.
Oh, okay. That's useful. Everyone uses gold. All right.
Okay, so we have 500 gold. Do we have somebody? It seemed like you wanted me to change my parents and be the one to go buy the diamond. Is this the case?
I mean, if we're going all together, we might as well just go.
I have a scroll that can help disguise someone, but I don't know if any of it's useful to any of you guys.
I don't think I get that spell, so I think only you and Desiel will be able to use it.
Personally, I
Disguise
think
self.
I am the one who is. I mean, I'm a little less obvious than a couple of my friends, and I don't think I was seen summoning Shadow Spawn with half of the college looking at me or anything like that.
I lied. I can use it.
Oh, well, here.
But I'm not very sneaky. So
Mm.
are we gonna? If we're all going, then maybe yes, me, because I am probably the one they know the most. But if only a couple of us are going, then it should probably go to the least sneaky of whoever's.
I mean, we
I
should just
think if
stop on the way.
if we, yes, but if we were to split, it should be Winter, Tempest, and myself, and well, actually, no, we can't really split because the only person who knows how to get there is Alexia. So we have to stick together, at least mostly together.
I mean, if you really wanted to split the party, what I could go with you and Winter, give my scroll to Tempest, and she and Desiel can go get the stuff while we wait for Nestor.
Yes,
I
but
mean,
how
if-
would they get to the park?
I mean, we can swing by the park so everyone knows where it is.
We're
Is the
here.
park close
We need
enough
to get
Yeah,
here.
yeah, yeah.
We gotta
Can you
go
give us-
here.
Can you give us
I
directions?
can give you directions. Yeah, it's not that hard to find. Is it hard to find?
No, it's not hard.
No, okay. It's really easy to find. I mean, you just go that way and then take a right,
Access.
and then there's like a big tree, and then it's right there.
And I mean, it's a little morbid, but it might be good to have a healer per group. Just in cases. How many diamonds do we have?
2.
One per group? Just in cases?
I don't think you're carrying any of them right now.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, that's actually probably a good idea. Desiel, would you mind handing me the bag really quickly?
Are they both in the back? I mean, yeah.
No, one of them is. One of them is with me, and you'll see I'll pull like a little bit of rope that I have tied around my waist, and there's a small leather pouch that looks like kind of like a component pouch, but then when you like stumble upon it, it's really hard. It has something kind of chunky and hard inside, and then just open it.
If
And
the
I
other
have
one's
the
in the bag,
diamonds.
then we have one. No?
Well, yes, but don't you think it's better to keep it within who uses its
Yeah,
its
absolutely.
possession?
Yeah.
Yes, so because if by some ungodly circumstance anything were to happen, Tempest would have to get to you and scramble through your things to then be able to pull you back. Better to keep these things handy, I suppose.
So he thinks diamond and sticks his hand in. Does he pull out? Like, did you put one of the diamonds in there, Walt?
I did. The smaller one was there.
Oh, wow. I did not even see you put it in. He kind of holds out, like, the bag and the diamond for whomever.
Tempest.
I'll take a diamond.
Okay. He slings the bag back under his cloak.
And I'll hand Tempest my scroll if we're splitting.
And I'm pretty sure, actually, the diamond that Tempest has now has a tear inside of it.
Oh, is that the one you put in the bag? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's the one you use.
What did I do that for? I needed a tear inside of a diamond.
Summon Shadow Spawn.
Yeah. That's right. Oh, yes. Yeah.
That's why you had one of them.
That's
I
right,
remember
that's
now.
right.
Yeah.
I mean, we can trade who has what diamond if it's better for you to
like,
have the...
No, I would like to be with this in case. I don't think I'll be doing that today, but.
Okay. Alright, I guess... Oh, does anyone know how to use these things?
The scroll or the diamond?
I meant the scroll, but honestly both. But, oh yeah, the scroll?
Yeah, I mean, you just copy it into your spellbook. And then you know it.
About as useless as the advice from any wizard has ever been to me. Okay.
Okay, do you read the scroll? If you read the scroll and you cast it off of the scroll, then the scroll is gone. It disappears. You can only do it once.
Okay.
I mean, you learned how to read, right? I mean, read magics even when you're at the Volster Academy.
I can in fact read. I learned
Okay.
that before school. Actually, it was kind of wild.
Okay, but like read magics. You're at the Volster Academy. You read the magic. You read the magics as you cast the spell, and then the scroll disappears.
Okay. I'm gonna unravel the scroll, and I'm assuming I can read it because it's on my spell list.
As he pretends not to have made an offhanded insult on purpose.
So you're attempting to cast it, right?
I mean, we're leaving now, right?
No. Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. Yeah.
Okay.
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 Winter, do you want to come with us? This
What?
is Tempest, would you mind hopping in the back before you do that?
Okay. I'll re-ravel the scroll and
Use this bag like a portal gun. Can you
Wait,
come
if she
with us
jumps in the
real
bag as Tempest and she disguises herself
She will
as
still
somebody
be Tempest.
else.
She will still be Tempest.
Okay, well, we're gonna find out.
quick?
If not, she can breathe inside. It's okay. She does not need to breathe.
When she comes out, Lyra's alive, but Tempest is dead. Like the soul just it Freaky
Uh,
Friday. It Freaky Friday them
well, it's osmosis.
with
Or
what the concentrating thing being dead.
with the
Yeah.
with the
Death.
soul. You have a high
Okay.
soul pressure zone on one end and a low soul pressure on the other, and so the soul just kind of
So Tempest comes out with half a soul.
yeah.
all of you assume I had one in the first place.
No, you're not ginger.
Uh.
So you're going
Ooh.
into the bag to cast disguise.
Wow.
spell.
Whoa, justice for gingers. Calm down. Hold
I
on.
saw Kendra's face. Like,
Hold
you can't
on.
say that.
You can't say that.
Cancelled.
You're casting disguise self in the bag.
Yes.
Okay. What do you want to look like? Or who do you want to look like?
Like winter.
Yeah, because that would be surreptitious.
Yes.
Okay. I try to like flip back to like the appearance of someone who I know well, but like no one would have seen around us. So I'm gonna aim for my older sister, who looks quite different than I do. So she has darker hair. She's quite pale, like I am, but it has less of like that Genasi tint to it. Still blue eyes, but little bit taller, not enough that it would like stand out if someone came near me and like did this and I'm just missing an entire head. Hair is shorter. I'm a little bit rounder, a little bit more squishy. And just the face is like a little bit of a different shape and everything. It's not someone who would stand out in a crowd very much. And I look a little bit older than I do, more like in my like early 20s.
Okay. So Tempest looks like a slightly older Tempest. As
With dark hair.
in the bag, you unroll the scroll and just kind of leave it. You look, and you at first you realize you have no clue what any of this says or means. This is like Desiel's chicken scratch wizard stuff. But then the lines kind of seem to lift off the page and glow and spiral into clouds and kind of whisk around you. And the spell is cast.
While she's in the bag, I look out the window and just see the kind of person, like who's walking around the city.
In this area, a lot of wizards.
Any non-human wizards?
Well, they're mostly elven.
Okay. Any non-human, non-elven wizard?
But yeah, there would be a good mix of, on the human to elven line. A few dwarves, halflings, gnomes, the occasional tiefling.
Okay. But no, like
That's
Leonin
fine.
or Harengon
No.
or Tortles or anything.
Nothing of that sort.
Tiefling wearing like the green robes and gold stuff that you described earlier.
Indeed.
Okay, I
And
look
at
out the
least
window and look at Winter and kind of look out the window. Okay. He'll reach in the bag and think Tempest's cloak this time, not her hair. And try to pull her out.
So Tempest, you feel a tug as your cloak is yoinked upwards.
Oh, that's weird because you feel my cloak, but when I come out, I'm not wearing a cloak at all. You're just kind of grasping strange air. And I kind of have, because I've now got short hair, I'm not used to it, so I've got like this shag of like this like grayish brown hair in front of my face.
Okay, I'm going to change myself as well. I should go in the back because I don't want. This is transmutation. The reason I asked you to go in the back because these are transmutation spells, Tempest. And transmutation is what caused the wizard to fall into the Feywild. And the bag should protect us from
Fair
this.
enough.
Okay.
Would be a little awkward if you like changed yourself out of existence. So.
Yeah. So I'm going to do that. I'll be right back. If somebody could pull me out, give me like 30 seconds or so. I'll be good. I'll hop in. I will cast Alter Self
In the bag, all right.
in the bag. I'll use Change Appearance, height, weight, blah, blah, blah. And this is Transmutation, not Illusion. Oh, Disguise Self might have been Illusion. I don't know. But this is Transmutation, so it's actually changing me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I will change into a very bright and ostentatious looking tiefling.
All right.
Wearing the green cloak and whatnot. That we saw
And
last time.
fingers. All right. Who is then going to pull him out?
After a couple of minutes, I'm gonna reach into the bag. Desiel's hair.
You feel a
Yep,
horn.
Desiel, you. What's that?
You feel a horn.
I still.
Well, yes,
Out
you
of the
grab
bag.
hair and then you feel kind of solid horn-like growths on either side. As Desiel, your hair is bunched up.
The moment I feel it, I grab the wrist. I know this trick. You pull out a taller, fitter, big, bright tiefling that looks nothing like Desiel.
Wow, we really went for subtle, didn't we?
Well, and he looks at Winter. We can now all be subtle, and so perhaps being similar helps others blend in with the rest of the group. Similarly noticeable makes each of us less noticeable.
If anyone asks, we're part of a new circus.
Okay. Okay, so the park. I saw a tiefling walking by. He was wearing robes. He was okay. Like,
So I'm going with you.
just I suppose.
So then why are we splitting?
I don't know if we are splitting. I thought that perhaps I could look more ostentatious, and that would make Winter stand out a bit less.
Well, I mean, we could divide it so that the 3 now flashy people go together and the 2 more subtle ones go together.
Yeah.
That way there's a
Okay.
sneaky person in each group, and one group stands out, one group doesn't.
Sounds good.
Okay.
And they'll know
Which would have been the exact same way of dividing us prior to the two spells being cast.
But they don't know. They don't know what I look like now.
Yes, the problem was Tempest being noticeable, and when Tempest became less noticeable, Winter became more noticeable. So even though they're not looking for me.
So if anybody asks, you guys are part of a circus.
Yes, the three of us, more noticeable people, will go together.
I mean, clearly we're part of a circus because my life is a joke. You guys, after all these shenanigans, and Alexia and Winter probably would have noticed this, I pulled out a spell book, actually, kind of like Desiel's, that I keep. And I just took a page and I kind of just burned it with divine radiant fire. And once I stowed away the book again, you almost see as if ML's movements became a little more, had a little more finesse to them as I cast Borrowed Knowledge so that I have proficiency in the stealth skill for the next hour.
As you pull out the spell book, your passive perception that you have, it probably hits you that the book that is left on the table next to the scroll with a note on top of it, you've seen several times before. It's the spell book that Desiel got from the old hag, that first encounter in the woods.
Yes. This spell book has a very strong marking of necromancy in front, which to everyone else, including Tempest, is not really familiar, but Desiel might remember this book was stolen from a certain necromancer student a while ago in a house by a pond.
Oh, God, that was session 0. Well,
I took Baral's book.
well,
Ages and ages
What?
ago.
are we ready?
Question. Oh, should the spots there? Should the subtle team take care of the buying, maybe, and you guys go straight to the park? Or do you guys want to do all the buying and we go straight to the park? Should we split the buying?
I think we should go to the park. They go to the buying. We meet there.
Okay.
Sounds
I think
good.
it'll be faster.
He hands over the pouch with the 500 gold.
I'm gonna hand it to Alexia because I'm like, if someone tries to steal this, I'm gonna have no idea until it's long gone.
Okay, fair enough. Lexi will kind of tuck it into her robes and place that. It's very hard to get to.
I mean, I am
Right.
clearly dressed as a wizard, so me trying to buy diamonds not going to be too crazy, I don't think, if you're worried about it.
About
No, I think it'll be okay. It's more just like if some random pickpocket has the worst timing ever, it'll be the worst timing ever.
Fair enough.
okay, well, let's go. Like I said, the park. Take a left. Take another left by the tree. Can't miss it.
See you guys soon.
He
Pull the chair out
He takes his
from-
friendship bracelet off and drops it in the bag. Or hands it to you. Just put this in the bag in case it does disappear. Perhaps we can find it.
Okay.
Tempest, you make me nervous with these concerns. You don't typically have worries, and now that you have worries, it makes me nervous.
Well, it would be a little annoying if we went to resurrect
Yes.
Lyra and then we're like, ah, shit, we didn't have the diamond because someone stole our money bag.
No, this makes sense.
Sorry, Lyra, your body expired because we got pickpocketed.
Yeah.
Maybe next life.
Well, take care of the other diamond too, please. Okay, we'll see you at the park.
See you there.
Hopefully.
Okay.
Pull the chair up from underneath the door. Open the door, and
All right.
take a quick glance
Yeah.
around, and then make sure it's okay.
Time
We're
for
gonna
a break.
split up and head out. And yep, we're gonna head to break
All right.
on there.
Since nobody paid really any attention to the note, I'll just tell you, Drew. The note, I left the Crone spell book and the scroll that I already copied, and the note says, "We'll be back with your scroll, and to recover the book." And he leaves that on top of the Crone's the spell book.
Okay, very good. So we are gonna head to break. See you all in just a few minutes, so don't go anywhere. And we'll hit the back half. Thanks for sticking around as the party splits up, and heads out. With Winter, Emnail, and Desiel going to Fireside Park North, and Alexia and Tempest heading out to do some shopping. Is that correct? Good.
That is
Glad
correct.
we're all on the same
Yep.
page. So we're going to start with the shopping pair. So you were looking for a 500 gold diamond, correct? Okay.
Yep.
One of you can make me an investigation check with advantage. Try and pick your way through
You take the
city.
advantage.
Ooh, didn't even need it. Yeah. You find a jeweler who, I mean, this is a capital city, this is a rich city, and this is a wizard city. There is a large diamond that looks like it may fit what you're looking for in the window, prominently displayed on a small little holder.
I knew it. I knew they'd have it.
Thank you, John.
I mean, that makes it a lot easier. It's just sitting right out there. So go in. How's your negotiation skills? Like,
I think they're okay. Should be.
okay.
Should be fine.
Okay, because mine are shit. So maybe you should lead the negotiations if we want to like get a discount.
All right. I've never done it dressed like this before, but you know what? Let's go. If anyone asks, my name is Marion. Okay.
Marion?
Not
All
Tempest.
right, let's. Okay, Marion, you got this. I believe in you.
All right. Let's go.
Let's go.
I'm gonna zhuzh my short hair and stroll into the store, I guess.
Okay. You are greeted by the smiling face of a lithe, um, graceful elven woman in a silver dress. Many rings decorate her fingers and some such. Hello. What can I do for you?
Hello. Good day to you.
See some
We couldn't
fine
help.
jewelry. I have just the thing that would complement that lovely hair of yours.
Oh, as much as I appreciate the compliment, we actually just couldn't help but be struck by the lovely specimen you seem to have sitting in your window there. Might I inquire as to whether it's for sale?
Oh, if you see it here, it's for sale. I would hardly consider myself any kind of merchant if I didn't sell my wares. This has been
Well, then I
graded by
must ask that you
by the highest
please show it to
jewelers
us.
of the palace. I believe, and she kind of pulls a drawer and kind of rifles through a few papers and then pulls one out. Yes, a certificate of authenticity for that very diamond, signed by the royal jeweler himself.
I can't imagine items like this come through too often.
Oh, here and again, there are advantages to being in such an academic city. Wizards of all stripes come through and need materiel. I am only happy to provide.
Of course. Well, I think that it may be just what we're looking for. Though I'm gonna take a look at it. It may perhaps be a little bit small. What do you think? And I'm gonna look to my companion.
Yeah, you know, I thought I saw a bigger diamond down a little ways away at the other shop.
How much did you say this one was going for?
Yes, and she takes a small set of glasses and kind of holds them up to her face. Yes, was graded at. Let me do some math as the dungeon master. Make sure I've got this right. 55 platinum pieces.
55, did you say? Oh, I
Yes, or
heavens,
550 gold.
I
Or
must admit I'm a little bit
500
surprised. But
5,500.
maybe perhaps thank you for translating. Sometimes the numbers confuse me.
55,000 copper.
I don't believe we have 55,000 copper in hand. However, I must admit I'm a little bit surprised. It's a little touch higher than I was thinking. Mr. Florentine down the road was showing us one that he had. My friend mentioned it, that it was a little bigger than this and went for the same price. I don't suppose there's anything you could do to perhaps make this one a little bit more favorable for us.
I can assure you that any diamond of this size that you will find for less than the price I am offering will be of far lesser quality. If that is what you are seeking for, then perhaps that is what you should purchase.
I don't suppose you have any on offer, do you?
Low-grade diamonds.
Well, one, say, closer to the 500 gold mark.
As you said, diamonds of such vivacity do not appear very often. I don't
I can't
think we
imagine
have
they
to
move very often either. It is just a sunk cost sitting here, is it not?
Everything's a sunk cost until it's purchased.
Yes, but how much purchasing is going on? I've heard rumors at the capital, or wherever we are right now, there seems to be a little bit of turmoil. I mean, how much business are you getting?
I can't imagine too many of the local younger students are here buying items of this size. And anyone who's anyone knows that the big guns are currently squirreled away, doing as they do best. Quarreling, that is. Quarreling.
Find that political turmoil amongst wizards primarily takes the form of stocking up and preparing for the worst.
And yet still this diamond's sitting here.
Indeed.
Fascinating.
I shouldn't do it. I'm gonna do it.
Oh, you don't know.
Yes. I'm just gonna reach to take the certificate of authenticity from her hand, and as I brush her hand, subtle spell friends. Come, surely you can give us a little bit of a deal.
How long does that last, by the way?
1 minute, so we need to run. Yeah.
Hold on, I'm looking through things.
Go ahead and take out the bag so it's prepared.
It's subtle, so she doesn't know what's happening.
Yeah, I was just looking at that. What does subtle spell do exactly? Exactly?
When you cast a spell, you can spend a sorcery point to cast it without any somatic or verbal components.
Hmm.
And my spell casting focus is my hat, so
And it's without any verbal or somatic components. Oh.
let it happen, Drew.
Give us a discount.
So you cast that, And she doesn't immediately notice. Her glasses she kind of places on the counter and mulls over as a loud ping goes through the air. A whine that kind of spreads out, and she winces and think it best, my dear, if you leave. Tricks of magic are not appreciated here.
Well, that seems a little bit ironic.
You've got 60 seconds till Friends wears off.
Interesting. So it costs, but she knows. Well,
Listen,
do we
my
want it?
husband. We need this diamond to help revive my husband. If you could just please give us a discount, we'll be on our way. Just the 500 gold.
I'm sorry, but it is store policy that I not make any business decisions until any potential spell effects have worn off once the alarm sounds.
Okay, so what if we just pay full price that you asked for? And we'll be on our way.
Yes, I think that would be ideal.
Okay.
Take out the gold, count it out as fast as I can, push it over.
I
I'll
don't have
kind
an extra
of.
50 that one, I don't think.
I don't either. Fuck, I thought I did. Okay.
Marion, why don't you wait outside for a moment?
Fuck, I don't know. No, I don't say that. I'll just look at Tempest and communicate with my eyes. Do we just take it and run? But you probably don't pick up on it.
I'm gonna just shake my head and just
Okay.
hold on, let me math for a second. Pause game time, okay?
I'm out. Time out.
I need to bring up a calculator, okay? Okay, I can drop another 50 in. I can drop another 50 in. So I'll add the last 50.
Okay, so 550 gold sitting on the table. Does she give us the diamond?
Yeah.
Lovely. Now take the diamond, and you feel the spell elapse, and her demeanor shift, and leave.
Just put my arm around Tempest, diamond in the other hand, and I just, while I'm tucking it away, just pull Tempest out of the shop. And her down like a alley, trying to stealth away from this shop.
You can make a stealth check. Yeah, you're able to blend in with the crowd pretty well.
Okay, well, that went.
She was like decidedly unfriendly on the discount spectrum. Like usually if you like ask for a little bit, they'll even give you a tiny bit. But like no,
know.
this lady was like 100% full price.
Next time, maybe we should lead with like the dead husband route. I only thought about that like in the moment of panic. I was like, oh, of course, dead husband. Who wouldn't be? I was like even thinking about like, oh, I'm a single mother now. You're gonna leave my child. It's like, I'm sorry. I should have come up with a better story. Did you have any more shopping to do? Maybe.
To be fair, I didn't even think of saying I have a dead husband. I'm not used to looking older, so like every time I've tried, they're like, my dead husband. They're like, you are 5. You don't have a husband, obviously.
I can see how that would be a problem. Yeah.
It would be. I do need one more store. Is there anyone around here that looks like they're selling like wizard wands and wizard equipment and things?
Oh yeah. Absolutely,
Alright.
there is wizarding paraphernalia and woodcraft.
I'm aiming for like student grade, not whatever the heck class this lady was in.
What, a jeweler?
Hey, there is like high-end jewelers and low-end ones, okay?
wanted a 500 gold diamond. Anyway.
I don't know what the mining situation is like around here.
Yep, we can. Oh yeah, those places are littering. Like you can find just the nearest shopping corner, shopping district, and there's one of those. So that'll be no problem when we get over to you guys. Meanwhile,
Maybe the
have to
next
collect,
person
yeah.
we negotiate with just no magic this time, dead husband route. We just lead with that.
Ironically, it works better on horses.
Fascinating.
All
Maybe
right,
it's
what's
'cause
my
I can't
dead
ask
husband's
questions,
name?
Roy. He had kind
Roy.
eyes and gentle hands.
But he always had that limp in his step after the accident, and really,
It's
he never
true.
got better.
Yeah, the accident really changed everything. Poor Roy.
Poor Roy.
Was Roy married to both of y'all? Why are
I don't
y'all
know.
both crying?
No,
Because
Roy
we
was
both
her
love
brother.
Roy.
Polyamory
Yeah.
situation? Like, I'm not judging. I'm just
No,
curious.
Roy was my brother.
Roy was her precious twin.
Yeah, we were twins. Anyways, please buy your wand.
Anyways, yes. You are looking for, if I'm not mistaken, staff of adornment?
You are not mistaken. I am looking for one.
You're not
Preferably
mistaken.
my height, not like ridiculously tall.
Well, I mean, there's not exactly a selection. So, like, it's going to be more of a walking stick for you. Regardless, because these are made for elves. Typically. But you can find a relatively short one. Listed for 100 gold. Do you like the
Oh,
short meat?
100! Is there like a sales section?
Not for magical staves. Are you a student?
I am. I'm in a really tough spot. I've just gone back to magic school after my husband died, and all I need is a staff. But money is tough, you know? He was the breadwinner. I don't suppose there's anything you could do for a student. A payment plan, maybe?
Make a deception check.
Layaway.
I'm gonna re-roll that.
A rabbit hops into the store. Layaway? And then hops out. Oh, it's the Walmart rabbit. Get it.
Not high enough, I don't think.
For 14. Well, I'm sure we can look at something. I think 85 would be acceptable. I'm afraid I can't go much lower than that.
No, 85. I don't suppose you have, like, 3 gold on you, do you? I've only got 2 silver and 2 copper left after this.
Yeah, I can lend you. How much do you need?
3 gold?
3, yeah, of course.
Thank
Hand
you.
over 3 gold.
And thank you, kind shopkeeper. I'll remember you anytime I need more supplies.
Of course.
And then I'm just gonna take my coin purse and, like, literally, like, dump it upside down, like, shake it out. Like, he's got everything I have.
Okay. He kind of winces as it dents the countertop. The solid gold just dunk, 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 dunk.
The 2 silver and 2 copper fall out. I'll just like, I guess I'll just like
Yeah.
pocket those. Actually, I'll give them to Alexia, and then
He,
I'm broke.
he eventually gets that counted
I
out
won't accept the change. I'll make you keep it because I just saw you literally dump into your entire life savings in front of my eyes. So Alexia's not gonna take it.
into a
Well,
toy wand. What's the...
Yeah, it's okay.
He counts out the gold, and you have your staff of adornment.
Fabulous. Thank you. Have a wonderful day, a wonderful week, a wonderful life.
Good luck in your studies.
Thank you. Thank you. Come on, let's go. Roy will remember you.
Okay, you guys head out and looking up at the sky. Oh, excuse me, wasn't sure where that came from. Looking up at the sky and musing over, you realize it's getting pretty close to noon. Um, and it's going to take you a little bit to get over there. You'll probably be just a little bit late. I mean, judging maybe half an hour or so. If you hustle over there.
I guess we hustle.
Yeah. Rolling back.
let's hustle.
So pause, rewind, switch tracks. Noticeable crew. So you can swing by Desiel's or the store to collect some of Desiel's needed equipments. That's no problem. You're talking pens and or paper and ink.
As we're
Just
walking along, there's all these like magic users around. Are they openly carrying wands and tomes and stuff like that?
I mean, you can make a perception or yeah, make a perception check. Yeah, you see a number of spell book. It's mostly spell books. Like people aren't just like waving magic wands around. Uh, it's an open carry city.
I just didn't know if like they were on their person. It's not like they were just.
Yeah, I mean wizards. You can ask a particular archmage who got stranded without his spell book and spell components exactly how well that tends to go. Um, pretty much all wizards are taught you keep your spell book on you. What kind of a
Right.
fool would just leave their spell book around? And so they're all carrying usually pretty nice leather-bound, well-used tomes. A few you see with wands kind of tucked into sleeves or belts. A lot of them have small component pouches, and yeah, just things of that sort.
So as they're walking along, she'll pause for a moment, take her backpack, and start kind of digging through it. She finds what she's looking for, and she'll pull it out. She'll put her bag back on her shoulder, and she'll just kind of tuck this wand in the palm of her hand, so she too can blend in with everybody who's not trying to be obvious that they have all the wands and stuff on them, but are kind of studious and whatnot.
Very good. Any other deviations on your path to the park? Yeah.
I would keep a keen watch around, like actively looking familiar faces, people that might be following us. Like I imagine people would be glancing at us, but I'm looking for more intent, continuous,
Mhm.
undue interest.
Okay. Yeah, so you can make a perception check. Fortunately, you guys are in a decently big city. So like it's unusual but not unheard of to have, ASMR and tiefling. No, tiefling is not the plural of tiefling. Tieflings. I should probably have the D&D Beyond up so I can see what you actually end up rolling. Probably,
I was
right?
gonna say,
Certainly. Certainly the Harrigan is getting looks.
If
does the kind
any,
soul want to roll me a d20 and I'll add 8? As I say that, it works, but anyways.
Oh, did it work? I don't see it.
So d20 on roll 20 it is.
1d20 plus 8. So that was a dirty 20. Yeah, one thing in particular you notice, as you see one or two groups of students that seem to avoid one another. So students wearing green of Corbranth, and particularly students wearing white robes. Not stark white, but kind of cream or off-white robes. Those groups tend to that appear most often. Like whenever there are two groups of them walking, they will switch sides of the road. But no one in particular seems to be following you or watching you intently, apart from what is that? A number of double takes of why is there a rabbit? And so on and so forth. Okay. And shortly thereafter, you reach the partially fenced in and gated park. As the spire of the palace looms above you, not casting much of a shadow as the sun's mostly overhead. It's just a few streets down in this area with tall trees that spread out wide, very flat, and thick branches. There are a few people, look like students maybe studying or reading underneath trees, but it's mostly empty. There are a number of dandelions, just in case anyone needed to know. So it's going to be a bit of a wait still for you guys to until noon. Is there anything you'd like to do in that time, or are you twiddling your thumbs?
she'll put her wand away and ignore the dandelions and just kind of bounce up and down a little impatiently, waiting.
Okay. Yep. Very good. You will find comfortable spots to wait. Noon arrives, denoted mostly by the spire's shadow disappearing. And noon goes. About 20 minutes later, Alexia and Tempest hustle over, meeting back up. I believe so. How long does this kind of self last?
I think only an hour, yeah.
Oh no, yeah.
So Tempest looking like Tempest. But with
Question
a
about
walking
scrolls, actually. I should have asked this when I cast it. Does it consume the scroll or does it consume a spell slot?
consumes the scroll.
Okay.
Right. Now you're making me question this.
I've literally never used a scroll ever.
Where's the scroll? Okay, yes, it burns up the scroll. No, not very many at all.
Thank you to Exclamity for subscribing at tier 1.
Hey,
Anyways,
thank
proceed.
you.
Thank you, thank you.
Calamity is very appropriate. What?
Did anyone just hear an omen from God?
No, Omen was last week. Keep up. Yeah. As it's about 20 minutes past. Tempest with her staff that has kind of a small metal, almost bowl shape, jutting out just a few inches from the top.
Can I try and take my shot and just on top and see if it does the thing?
I think so. How long does that take? Let's see.
Just as if you place it on there while holding it, it'll float.
Yeah, okay. So yes, you place the amethyst gem and it kind of rotates in midair before pointing straight up.
Fabulous.
Upward.
I'm gonna have fun with like throwing it around and like the lag between it following.
Yes. Huh. I will look into that. I would tentative ruling at least the final hour would have to be consecutive. Because that's like testing out the spell, the different aspects of it, and like collating everything into usable knowledge. But you can make notes. You can shorten the time. I don't know if it'll be 1-to-1, but you can shorten the scribing time. I will say that. Yeah, that's interesting. I'll look into that.
Sun is high in the sky, right?
Sun is high in the sky. A warm late spring day. No, it's past its zenith.
It's different. I like the warmth from the sky. But I'll be happy to get home again. Well, are we not going to speak with someone who may have some insights?
I've been muted. Yes, of course, no doubt.
Is the one who is meeting us the one who would have some ideas about the thinning that's occurring between the planes?
It's possible. I mean, he has been here in the city that has been experiencing these things for however long. So I would imagine he has done some research into the matter. The one we are reviving is in some sort of contact with the Raven Queen, who is responsible for keeping the planes from thinning. So that may be. Well, she was. I don't know if she will be anymore. Her sword was, kind of, I suppose. But we don't have that anymore. So just perhaps Nestor would be the best idea. Because Lyra was having a bit of crisis of faith already. So Nestor is probably the right one. Yes.
As a few more minutes go by, and there is no sign of Nestor.
Is everyone here already?
I get impatient. I cast locate object on. What was it we decided that was unique of his? His lyre?
His loot.
His loot.
Mm-hmm.
I cast locate object on his loot.
Yep. So that is 1,000 feet.
Yeah. Fifth of a mile.
At the very edge of its detection point, about midway up, not the palace spire, but the debate hall spire,
Shit.
it draws towards you. Not draws towards you, but it.
Yeah. So I hold the forked twig and it kind of points that way. Does it appear to be moving towards us, away from us, in any direction?
It is not moving.
Okay. Well, and everybody's with us now, right? Like we've been waiting till after noon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
So he pulls out his little twig and he kind of plays with it on his knuckles as he casts, and then eventually it kind of pops up and spins around and starts pointing towards the debate spire. Alexia, did you know what that is over there? The tall, that spire? Is that the
Who I drew?
the palace spire?
You know it's not the palace spire.
Not the palace spire, I can tell you that.
Okay, well that's where Nestor is. And he does not appear to be coming this way.
Andy,
What?
where are you? Why aren't you coming here? Where do we meet you? Is there any problem?
That was sending.
Yes.
Okay.
Because I don't have anything useful to my third level spell slots. I mean, what is Revivified?
I mean, could what we located be apart from him?
At the moment, apparently
Maybe he's
not.
got a prince outfit?
There isn't. We'll actually go ahead and roll a d20.
I don't appreciate the music change.
I think this is the music I was looking for.
I don't think it was.
No, go back to Happy Fae Wild Music or something like that.
Well, it's definitely the music I wanted.
So,
Nope, I see it here. It's rolling.
Yeah. I don't get any sort of indication that it's needing to do something. The message, you mean? Like, I mean.
Does he feel like it's going through a barrier?
It feels similar to the last time you cast it, that there's kind of this stutter or general interference, similar to when you try to cast to someone you know is on a separate plane. How you can kind of feel it pass through, like there's a resistance and it passes through, except it's kind of going back and forth. And if this doesn't roll, is it all right if I go ahead and roll it for you?
Yeah, sure, but the dice is literally stopping right at this moment.
Okay.
Which, yeah. Mine is a 2, so.
You feel it go through, and there is no reply.
Jesus. Okay, we gotta follow that. Either Nestor's in trouble or he's not here.
You're just looking around to see if there's anyone else interested in us around here.
Make a perception check.
I don't know why I
Also-
keep trying to see things.
Also, question DM. The
11.
Winter, Desiel, and myself. Could we have taken a short rest whilst we were hanging around, waiting for the other group and waiting for noon to come around?
Good question.
Not quite, no.
Okay. It's all good.
An 11? There doesn't seem to be. As you all get up and start to move, there's a rumble.
Oh,
As
Jesus.
up, about midway up the second spire, you see a burst of stone and glass rupturing from the side. A ripple extends outward, beating up and coming towards you in a sphere, and it quickly passes over you, and the whole world shakes. I need Winter and Amnael to make me Constitution saving throws.
I don't like this.
Don't disappear.
It's doing things. Oh, come on.
That's
Yeah, that's an
average.
actual one.
A 10 and a 3.
So the rest of you, you all close your eyes as the shaking and rattling washes over you. And when Tempest, Desiel, and Alexia open your eyes, Amnael and Winter are gone. Winter,
Yes.
when you open your eyes, around you is a shadowy city. Half phased in and out
Oh no.
on the grassy ground you stand on. You are back in the Feywild.
Yeah.
In the Unseelie court.
Amnael, when you open your eyes, the sky is gold. You are standing on a grassy mountainside, and across a foggy valley, a glittering platinum spire rises.
Is Tempest from the elemental plane?
No.
Ah, damn it. Like a wave of banishment.
What do you mean, damn it? Should I just leave anyway?
No, I just thought that would be cool. Like, we're already fucked. So I was just like,
Back in corporate. You hear shouts in the distance. Blasts of energy, crackles of lightning, explosions coming from the areas surrounding the spire. What are you doing?
Is there anyone around me? Do I see any other beings?
You do. Not in your
What are-
immediate vicinity. But kind of around, peering through the fog, you see several other people kind of around. They look around similarly confused and bewildered as to what's just happened.
Is there some place that she could go to kind of hide behind and give her a moment to kind of think.
Yeah. Could hide in some bushes or near some bushes underneath a tree, in a tree. There are several rock outcroppings. So you could kind of go down the crest of the hill a little bit and underneath a rock kind of slope. So go ahead and make a stealth check. Amnael.
Yes. So I also see the wave.
Mm-hmm.
Does it look like it can reach me?
Sorry?
Does it look like it's a big enough shockwave that it will reach me, like hit me with something?
It already did.
Oh, okay.
The point where the ripple passed over you is when
It's when okay,
you were
gotcha.
no longer where you are.
Okay. I will try to walk around and see if I see like specific familiar places.
Okay. You can make a perception check.
Yes, sir.
Back in the material plane. Viziel, Tempest, Alexia. What are you doing?
Explosion that jetted past us. Was there a point of impact that it crashed at?
Yeah, it originated from about midway up the debate spire. So
Okay.
where Desiel pointed to where the lyre was.
I have 2 questions when Lyra's
Okay.
done.
No, I was just so nothing like when you were explaining something like shooting across, like over us, and we closed our eyes. Was there like
That
something
was the
being shot?
shockwave.
That was a shockwave. Okay, that was
The
my question.
explosion was centered there and spread out and quickly overwhelmed.
So we kind of felt
Got
like
it.
some weird shockwave. It just didn't affect us. It just kind of went through us.
Yes.
2 questions. One, I didn't take damage, correct?
Correct.
All right. Well, so that's technically 3. So is the stick still pointing the same place?
Yes.
Okay. Looking around, however long it takes me, do I have any inkling what just happened? What
You
might
can make
have
an
just
Arcana check.
This is gonna bite me. So I kind of pause and I pull everything back and I replay it in my mind or in reality and try to take a second look at it.
Okay.
And I'm probably gonna roll worse, but yeah, I guess that's basically the same.
In the fraction of a second before the light and the shock forced your eyes to close, you could have sworn you saw a lilac sky and a natural landscape, as it felt as though an already thin and brittle veil was shaken.
Did and I don't know if this is where Nail ended up, but did I catch even the smallest glimpse of what might be the shadow plane based on things?
No.
Okay. I will turn and point to where Nail was last sitting and pull out still holding the twig in one hand. I'll pull out a copper wire and just say, Amnael. I assume there's no response. I cast message.
Let me just check out message. Let me just check something very quickly. Roll a d20, please.
Oh shit.
His mutation.
His message transmutation.
His mutation.
6.
6? Okay.
It is transmutation. He wouldn't care.
Amnael, you hear the message.
What? Where are you? I'm back home.
Do I hear it?
You do?
Desiel just stops and Tempest might notice Desiel gets withdrawn into a logic loop, trying to figure things out. The fact that he got that response from Amnael reminds him that message is a transmutation cantrip. At the moment, the 2 people who can save Lyra are still here. If I cast this a second time, that may not be true. He looks at Tempest. They've been banished.
Ah, shit. Did you? Was your message aloud or was it in your head?
No, it was him. He. So I whisper. You hear me
Right.
whisper Amnael, but the response was just in my head.
Did he respond?
Just he's back home. I can only assume the same for winter. I guess you were not born on the elemental plane.
No, I have blue hair, but like I'm half human, or
And
like
you
whatever
don't
mix
breathe,
this is.
so I don't know.
I know. The genes are strong in this one. I'm like the only one out of my siblings with hair that's blue.
But no. So Amnael is home, and he asked me where he is. But if I cast again, I mean, there's no banishing me clearly, but I could end up in the Feywild, and then I have Lyra.
Amnael is
You have
back
the diamond.
home.
I
I have
assume-
a diamond. I have the 2 diamonds. We have what we need to get Lyra back, except Nesta.
Yes.
If Amnael's at home, and I guess Winter is at her home, they're alive, at least for now. I don't know what kind of help Amnael has back home, but I think this is going to be something he needs to get back on his own.
Okay, so remind me, the Unseelie court, I remembered you talking about it, and you seem to know all the things about all the planes. The Unseelie court, what court is this? Is this winter or summer or what is this?
I believe in that terminology, it's more like the winter court. It's the unfriendly one,
I mean,
as far as friendliness goes amongst the Fae.
I mean, so Winter went to the Winter Court, no? But they say he's unfriendly, so.
Yeah, I get the feeling that that's not her hometown, but
Yeah, my invitation is to the Summer Court, but okay.
if maybe she can find Ren and Lim, maybe they can get her back across. And Avaniel, maybe if he can cast transmutation, he can get back too. But I'm worried about whatever the heck went up there, because if that's where Nestor is, then our best hope to get Lyra just was in the middle of whatever the heck that was.
Well, that's where Nestor still is, but it could be the same way that. I mean, I knew where Lyra's brooch was. I know where Nestor's lyre is.
Could you be something more specific that he has to have on him, like Nestor's eyebrow?
No, I'm certain that is the thing that he had on him. The question is whether or not he's still ambulatory.
Huh.
Because Lyra still had the brooch after she passed.
While all of this has been going on, can I have been just like looking out to see if like guards are coming our way, evil wizards are coming our way? Like, are we safe standing here talking about this in the open?
Friendly wizards are coming our way.
You can make a perception check. You do notice that anyone else that was in the park has either fled or is fleeing.
So nobody
From the
notices me
carnage.
pointing directly at the place where the explosion just happened.
Right. Because they were looking at where the explosion just happened.
Good.
They are fleeing from essentially the carnage that you can hear farther in towards the spires, which is intensifying now. You see a bolt of lightning crash from a cloudless sky, followed by another and another.
I don't think
Light
the
flare from streets, not necessarily nearby. It seems to be congregating around the spire.
And with a 20 perception check, there's no like guards or like people who look hostile running towards us.
No, you see several wizards in green run past the park through the road, pulling out wands, staffs, whatever, shouting and issuing and receiving orders, moving in that direction.
I don't think we should stay here for very long, whatever we're doing.
No, but do we go towards or away?
Towards.
Because towards.
I'm going that way. With Lyra and the diamond. Hopefully you're carrying the diamond, but if not.
We've come this far. Alright. I'm gonna give my little staff a twirl and then realize I'm not very proficient with it yet, so I whack myself in the head. Let's go. Before I chicken out.
Okay.
I take a piece of paper and I scrawl on it really quick. Meet at. His name started with an L. The wizard.
Loran.
Maristol.
Loran.
Meet.
Loran.
Yeah, right. Meet at Loren's tower, and he will take one of his. He'll take his small knife, and he will use that to pin the note to the tree, but like down in the crook of the tree, like where we were sitting. And he'll write a D for Desiel, and then next to it write and like a little oh shit and T and A.
Make a perception check as you put that there.
20.
Oh, nice.
As you stick it, a piece of bark shifts, and you see a hint of paper poking out.
I grab the paper.
You immediately see as you unfold it in black ink the symbol of a hand. 5 fingers, 2 thumbs. Omen in the spire.
What does it say?
Omen in the spire. Hope for the veil. Bring her back to life. Signed, Fortune.
Yeah, Desiel's fumbling, like, so you see him go to stab this note to the tree and then pull out, like, just oddly, like, pull out a note. As he starts to unfold it, like, he like pauses and he tries to bring it in, but his hands are kind of shaking and fumbling in a way that is not typical of Desiel. And after he finishes reading this note, he just kind of sits there, like, just kind of hunched over, staring at it for probably
I'm
longer
gonna try
than he
and lean
realized.
over.
Yeah, I mean, you see it. Omen in the spire, hope for the veil, bring her back to life, signed Fortune, with the symbol of the hand.
Well, that's convenient.
Huh? What? What? What do you mean? What do you mean? He, like,
This just happened to be
pulls it
here.
up he takes a gold piece and sets it at the base of the tree. You could say that, I suppose. And he kind of folds it up and, like, sticks it actually in his component pouch.
Okay.
So, Yeah, not so much, I mean, convenience. But I don't know why she would talk to me. Or to give me this.
Yes.
Okay, shit. Omen in the spire, I don't understand. Hope for the veil. What do we hope for? We hope for the veil. Or there is hope for the veil. In order for there to be hope for the veil, we must bring her back. So I don't know what spire or the omen is, but the hope for the veil is to bring her back. Bring her back is either bring back the Raven Queen, which I have no fucking clue how to do, or to bring back the only servant of the Raven Queen I know. So...
You are overthinking this. I'm gonna bonk him with the staff. It obviously means Lyra. Let's get going, okay?
What? Yeah, Lyra. Right.
If this was in this tree at this specific time, it obviously relates to what we're doing right now. We got no freaking way to bring the Raven Queen back.
No.
We can, however, bring our friend back.
But
Well, one of our friends back. I don't know where the other two are.
We are going to bring Lyra back anyway. I don't know how Lyra is the only hope for the Veil. I mean, that's silly.
Lyra seems to be the center of a lot of this weird stuff lately, so...
That's because Lyra does a lot of weird shit lately.
Well, not lately, because she's dead, but... before that, and hopefully after.
Sure. Just your wise. Okay, I don't know what any of this other shit means, but we have to start with Lyra. So you're right. Let's go save Lyra. And figure
Let's
the
go
rest of this
save
shit
Lyra.
out.
Okay.
And
Try not to die, I guess.
Okay. Are you all heading in?
yeah, hey, heading in.
In towards the spire,
Okay, yeah,
or in that direction.
yes.
I should say.
We knock on the front door.
yeah. We're heading the tree.
Well,
Like, I push on the knot. I'm like, what? Where are we going in? No.
into the fray.
Yes. We get up and walk away. Desio will pull out Philip's dagger and throws it like high into the air and attempts to catch it. Do I have to roll anything, or do I just catch it?
That's acrobatics, yeah.
Okay.
No problem. You catch it by the blade without cutting yourself. So it falls, you catch it, flick it back up, and snatch it by the handle.
He kind of smiles to himself, turns back to the tree, and just kind of bows. And turns around and keeps walking. And
Okay.
it's like a...
Mm-hmm.
Tempest is kind of silently wondering what the heck Desiel has with this tree. It's just like it gives him clues. He's bowing at it. It leaves it gold coin offerings. Like,
Yeah.
Okay, so you head in. The trees and grass of the park giving way to streets and buildings. As you walk in that direction, you notice glass from windows has been shattered. Hunks of stone have kind of knocked away from places that were already loose. You hear the cacophony of battle from farther in. And as you round a corner, you see the ending of one of these skirmishes. As you see two bodies of clad in green and one in purple. A final mage with scratches all along his face, in green robes, breaks away as he tosses a final blast of fire behind him. At 3, two wearing the same cream white with black trim, and one in a familiar light blue. One of the mages in white sets out his hand and pounds his fist into the dirt. You see a disruption, a rumble. Cobblestone split up and out, shooting towards the injured, desperate wizard. The ground in front of him erupts open as you see an amorphous head and shoulders, chunky arms of stone, as an elemental steps out, swings down its club-like arm. You hear the crack of the mage's skull and see blood start to pool as his body hits the ground.
can I have silvery bobs that attack? I'll be close enough.
You can get close enough by the time that happens.
Can I
That's
try?
going to make you visible.
Oh, we currently not noticed.
Not necessarily.
Let him fall.
And fall he does. Winter. As you look around trying to catch your bearings, you see people kind of wandering together. Maybe a half dozen in this area, looking very confused and frightened. And then you see shapes moving in the dark fog. You hear the rattling of chains. The shadow coalesces into a nearly elven figure. You see the peaked ears, but the eyes are still amorphous, almost scratched out, like someone scribbled over them with a pencil. You see black spiked chains wrapped around each arm, clutched in the hands. The crowd screams as the chain lashes forward, ripping around a man's leg and digging in, yanking him off balance. We're going to end things there for tonight. Be sure to join us next week.
Are we being joined next week?
What's that?
No, week after.
Okay, we have a session next week, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I assume you're asking
See
about
you
Tom.
all.
Nothing. Never mind.
Sorry,
Well,
sorry.
yeah. See you next
I think
week.
it's happening.
All right.
See you all next week. And we will see where all of this goes. As things are definitely ramping up. So get ready, get your combat boots ready. Haha. See what I did there. And we can figure out what is going on and how all of this is going to unfold.
We could just leave and go on an island vacation.
Check us out next week. Same time, same place. Check us out Tuesday for Call of Cthulhu.
Strahd
check out our
session 1
socials.
should be 4 weeks from this past Sunday,
Okay.
I believe.
Looking forward to see that on the horizon. Finally. Been in the works for a good amount of time, so it's good to see that.
Don't hold me to it, but I
Bearing
think
fruit.
that's when it should be.
Okay. We'll know for sure as we get closer. Nevertheless, check out our socials, join the Discord so you can get alerts for all this kind of stuff. You'll see it all pop up as we go.
Sunday? Was it Sunday or Saturday? Kendra, do we play on Sunday? We play on Sunday.
For what?
Right?
For what?
Strahd?
Strahd is Sunday,
Sundays.
yes.
Okay, so yeah, sorry.
Yes, we will put out pretty promos and all that fun
Yeah,
stuff when
yeah.
that is finally
So
ready to be published.
hopefully,
So
like,
there's
in 4
always
weeks
new
or
content
so-
coming.
Yeah, but like I know we've been talking about it for a while, so I just want to give an idea. Hopefully in about 4 weeks or so.
Yeah. Check us out there. You can watch if you missed any part of this and you want to see what in the world happened before now. You'll be able to see that next Tuesday when the video is uploaded to YouTube. You can check out our other stuff there. Apart from that, I think that's just about everything. Good night, everyone, or good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is.
Good
wherever
is
you
the
are.
stretch.
Good day.
Oh, not for me.
Thanks for coming and hanging out with us and subscribing. If you're a
Absolutely.
subscriber, if you're a Prime subscriber, make sure you check to see that you're still subscribed because you have to do that once a month. I think mine's coming
Need
up soon.
September and all that. Something about money.
Oh yes, Prime or otherwise, there is the September thing, which is
Yeah.
specials for subscribing. So.
Otherwise, see you all next week. Bye
I
bye.
feel pain.
Bye.
Help, please.
everybody.
Send help.
Send help. Save Marina Joyce.
Oh gosh.